Okay. Okay.
And we are live. Hello, hello. Nice
Hi.
to meet you. Let's see. If you're here, leave a message in the chat, your name and where you're joining from. We would like to get to know you a little bit more.
Mhm.
And while we are waiting for them to introduce themselves, you can also introduce yourself. I want to get to know you more, even though I know you.
Yes, I'm very happy to actually. So, my name is Barb Arisekola. I'm from Nigeria originally, relocated to Canada. I've been in Canada for about 7 years now.
Mhm.
So, yeah. I started my career in Nigeria in marketing, actually, working with LVMH, West Tennessee. And I started in marketing. And because, way back, right after school, I would say that was maybe 12 years ago. That was 2011.
Mhm.
So way back then, product management, PR, everything was right under marketing.
Oh,
So we're
wow.
doing so much then, but we didn't know it was product management. We would build something, an idea from scratch and have it launched. And to us, we're just doing marketing. So with time, I did understand that this was a different kind of marketing.
Mhm.
And I started looking, just digging up more to be able to have that laser focus on where I was. I went to London School of Business and Economics and Finance, and that helped me to an extent understand more about product management and branding as well. So after that, I moved to Canada. Canada, you have to start from the scratch, sort of. But I was pretty lucky, and I started as a specialist for products and channels for an organization here in Canada, and it was working really well. I began to know more about product because product management is everywhere. It's the same everywhere, but somehow markets kind of differ. Your strategies will be a bit different and all of that. So working in Canada kind of changed my outlook a bit. And I went back to school for University of York just to see how that could help me more
Mm.
because I realized that schools are so great, but when it comes to the practical,
It's
it's
different.
it's it's almost impossible to
Yep.
get what you get from class and just give it to your employer. No, it's not going to work. So I went to school. It wasn't really clicking, and I started self-teaching. But of course, it helped. I would say if you can do as much. I have done multiple certification. I've done product ownership and all of that, but you do need some hands-on experience, and that's what's helped me till date. I start calling friends. We're having startups. Oh, hi. When are you starting your stuff? I'm available. I can be your product manager. I can be your chief of products. And they said, okay, it's little or not. I'm like, I'm there. That's fine. It's free. I'm just count me in. So that's where I start getting my hands-on experience, like starting from the scratch, building a product development, market research, do all our analysis, then product launch. So that practical experience, I've not been able to measure it with anything I've had in all the schools I've been to really. And I've told people it is so important. I look around and I see people doing 10 weeks classes. My class, the last one I went to was for 6 months with no practical experience.
Mhm. Wow.
So it's like I'm just writing every day. I'm just writing.
Oh,
Nobody's telling me how or when to
I can
pull it out of my
imagine.
heart. Yeah. So I said, no, it's not going to happen. And I've always had this coaching and mentorship program I do, especially with people of my kind, and they tell me how much they spend, right? And for coaching, I said, okay, we'll do all of this and put it in one. So
Mhm.
far, that's my history.
Wow, that's really interesting. So how long have you been working as a product manager now?
Now I'm a senior product advisor
Yeah.
in a 5K employee organization, and I've been working there for almost a year. Before then, I was a product lead in another organization for about almost 2 years. So it's been a while being in product, and
Mm.
it doesn't come easy, but there's a technique to it. It doesn't come easy because everyone wants to be it. It's a six-figure paying job, six-figure plus. So I understand, but there's a technique to being there. And I've been able to just put in the work myself, and I journaled everything I was able to do. So yeah, that helps a lot.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Over the course of your experience and your career so far, has there been any challenges that you faced? Let's say mostly for when you begin, because I think most of the people that will probably be watching are beginners or someone looking to become a product manager. So, okay, wait, before we actually get into that, I think we should touch on what a typical day would look like, because some people here, it's probably their first time hearing about product management, and they're like, what's this all about? It sounds good. It sounds like something I want to do and learn more about, but they just don't know what it entails. So like, can you give us like a high level summary of what a typical day would look like, what the job entails, and what skill sets would be required, for basic skill sets for anyone looking to start?
Definitely. What I would tell you first off is no day is the same. That's why I'm in that line. I don't like being bored, so no day is the same. But for me personally, I try to predict it as much as possible. So the first thing I do is look at my calendar to see who I'm meeting with. Meetings are non-negotiable. So if you don't like meetings, okay, maybe not. So I look at my calendar, see who I'm meeting. Then I pull up a strategy for every meeting. People are all different. Everybody I'm meeting is important, and they all need different things from you. Some people just want your meeting notes. Some people want to know what you're doing. Some people want to know what's in it for them. So my meetings are really important. And once I get in, I know who I'm talking to. I talk to my personal team, the digital team, who are the developers. I speak to my data guys just to know what's happening in the market. It's really important to be ahead, knowing what trend is happening, what patterns are happening when it concerns your industry. Then after that, I start reaching out to stakeholders. Stakeholders could be somebody in another department that probably owes me something that could push my project forward. So stakeholder management is big when it comes to project, because you are the CEO of the project. Everybody knows that. But guess what? You can't make the final decision without the stakeholders. So meeting the stakeholders and all of that takes another chunk of my time. Then I block out 60 to 90 minutes personally to do personal work. If not, they're going to drag you everywhere. Everybody wants your opinion on something. Before you know, the day is over, you've not been able to do anything. So that's how my day typically goes with meetings, stakeholder, data analysis, a little bit of executive presentation here and there, and then some personal work just to see how my project is doing.
Love that. That's amazing. Very impressive. But I still want to kind of understand, because also I've never worked in product management. So I still want to know, what is product management all about?
Yeah. Okay. It's what it is. Product management is you managing a product. But usually when people hear product, they think it's maybe a box, like a physical product. No, it could be managing a website. That's a product. It could be it could be digital. It could be managing something. It doesn't have to be this juice box. That's my product. It could be anything. So you managing a product means you are in charge of, or you're responsible, maybe that's a better way, of the product, the ups and downs of that product. You build the product vision. A project manager, your job is to look at this product and say, in December 2024, this is where I want to see the product. And then you show us how you take it there. That's called the product roadmap and the product vision. So that's what product management is all about. Managing a product, showing us how you want to take it from, this brand new product, to a product that is well known. That's what product management is. It's a lot of tons and navigations in between now and 2025. But that is your job as a product manager, to be able to tactically say, okay, I believe if I do this and do that, bring it together, we'll be able to get there.
Okay, sounds good. So basically, you are like the one in charge of making sure that all of these projects that companies have, maybe like a website, an app, whatever it is, goes smoothly and successfully.
Yes.
Then you do other things in between, obviously.
A lot of other things in between, but they are really fun things, because at the end of the day, you see everything come together and you see how it's working out for you. You're responsible for it, but you don't take the final decision. So it's a very unique role, really unique, it's special. But once you get the jam to it, It's really easy to navigate.
No, very interesting. So, but what would you say is like what you enjoy the most about working in this field?
For product management, I think my most fun thing is just networking, really. Like presently, my organization is almost 5K employees. If I wasn't in product management, I don't need to know, I need to know maybe 10 people. That's it for usual jobs. But because of the role I am in the product and innovation department, I've been able to know almost 300 people.
Oh, wow.
So you do have to network. You talk to people in data. You talk to people in customer insight. You talk to the research team. You talk to, there are just so many people you have to reach out to make sure you're covered on every basis. Because again, you're the one driving the product. The product is what brings money for the company.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, it depends on what decisions you take to make sure the company is going forward.
Oh, I love that. That's
so networking. Yeah.
Wow. I would have never thought about that. How about for someone looking to join just because of the money?
Oh my. The money is a good one. Let's not deny it.
The money is a good motivation for some people. So I mean, you can't blame them if they are looking to join start up a job for
no judgment. I
would no judgment. This is not a judgment-free zone. So do you? But if someone is looking to become a product manager and they don't have any technical experience or they don't even have any experience leading any product or whatsoever, and it's something that they're interested in considering as a pathway to get into tech, what would you say are some of the skills required?
First of all, to become a product manager, you don't have to be like a tech savvy person. I believe like 5% of product managers know how to code. So just 5%. So it's not a big deal to be, if you know how to code, good for you. You want to learn, great for you, but you don't have to. But there are some skills you really need to have. One would be communication, because you can have all these brilliant bells and whistle ideas. If you're not able to communicate it to the executive team, your VP, your manager, supervisors, and people like that, they might not go with it. And these are great ideas. So as a product manager, you need to be able to communicate very well. That's one. The second would be, I think you have to be a people person. Just like I said, there are so many people. Yeah, there are so many people you need to reach out to every day, and everybody needs to be managed differently. It's not one size fits all. So being able to, it's called stakeholder management. These are important people in your product, in your project. So you have to be a people person. Second would be just to have that data analysis skill, research skills. Of course, these are teachable things, but I would want to put it out there that it's important. You should be able to analyze data, because data is everything. How do you know your product is doing well? A data analyst can give you a bunch of numbers and just send it to your inbox. You don't even know what they're talking. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So those basic skills for data is important. And we cover that. I know most product management courses do not, but I just think it's almost tough for you to learn on the job, because you're coming into the job, you're being paid all this money, you're a manager, nobody's going to teach you anything. You better bring all that. So research skills, data analysis, stakeholder management, communication, these are really, really important skills you should have to be a good and effective product manager.
That's pretty interesting. And I love the fact that a lot of the skills you have mentioned, they're like soft skills, not necessarily like skills that, of course, you can still learn. If you are someone that you are not so good at communicating with people, or maybe writing email or analyzing data, is something that you can definitely still learn. And there's always room for growth and improvement as a human, like as a human being rather.
Yes.
But I do love that these are skills that soft skills, most people already have these things. They're just things that you need to build on and apply it as in your day-to-day life, in your career. So this is really something that I really love.
They're transferable skills.
Exactly.
So we do tell people, you have skills already. There are just very few people I would say, I don't think it's for you, because I know it might be tougher for them. People who don't they want to work alone. They don't want that endless meetings and networking is not their thing. So I would say maybe not product management. Let's look elsewhere, right? Because you cannot avoid networking in product management. You need them usually more than they need you. So you better come correct when it's time to network.
Very important. Come correct, or you don't show up at all. It's one of the two. There's no
Exactly.
in between. There's no in between. So for someone that, okay, now they become a product manager, what's like the future like for them? Because some people, they know this is something they're interested in starting for now, but they're not 100% sure of where the future lies for them. So what are like the career progression, career options for anyone that decides to become a product manager from now?
Product manager is a very interesting career path, and that's one of the reasons why I really am in love with it, aside from the money and all of that. Because as a product let's start from scratch. Some people start by being associate product managers. We have very few companies that allow that. You can start from being an associate to becoming a product manager. So from being a product manager, some companies, they also have product manager 2, product manager 3. Some companies just have senior product managers. So from product manager to senior product manager, after you being a senior product manager, of course, you become a director of products. That's the next level after senior product manager. You become a director of products. Then you are now the VP of products. From the vice president of product, become the chief product officer. That's the CPO. You become the chief product officer. So the trajectory is really bright, and product is one of the very few career paths that you see the chief product officers 35 years, because you don't need 25 years of grit to become a CPO. All you need is for every project, for every product, every project you've been able to do, the impact is very consistent. They need to know, because the impact is the same everywhere. You're not doing anything special as you go. We need to see the impact to go. So it gives you the opportunity to really break in and make your impact very, very quickly. So that's the good thing about product management. That's the trajectory it goes with. It's really interesting, and you can actually make it anywhere you want, towards anywhere you want to. I wouldn't say the sky is your limit, but shoot for the moon if you want.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say the same
Anywhere.
thing for the moon. Even if you like wherever it is, just
It
try.
lands.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it lands. Love that. And I love that you said you can grow in this field to even a senior director level. That is very, very great, because you start up a new career, you want to be sure of where you're going to. You don't want to start something new just to get to a point and you're like, okay, so what's next? What do I do? And it's very impressive to know that there is a future here for anyone looking to do it. And I know you did mention earlier that you don't need to code, you don't need to have coding skills. Maybe 5% of the people that are currently working as product management has coding skills. Have you personally ever had to write any code in the course of your work?
I've had to copy and paste.
I can do that.
Yes. So I've had to copy and paste. There was a time I really needed to, when I was helping the startup, that was the time I was trying to validate if product management was for me, right? And I put myself to work. One thing about me, if I really want something, I can go for it. And once I'm done, I'm done. So I put myself to work. I learned how to code to an extent because we needed some back-end activities. And being the one who volunteered myself as their product manager, I needed to do it. And I just learned how to do it, the basic, in like 5 weeks. And I was able to bring the back end activities to start working. And that was it. If you ask me now, I'm probably not able to do that ever again because that was a time back. So I've not needed that coding skill since then. There are some product managers, you do need the coding skills. Say you're working for a software company and you are the product manager of a particular feature in that software. A lot of the time you might need to speak to your developer. And most developers, their languages is code, especially when it's software. At that point, I would say you learn the basics just so you're not going back to them every minute to say, oh, what is this? It's just like data analysis. When they send you data, you should be able to look at it and say, okay, this is what's happening. Then you can go back for clarifying questions, but you can't just be blank if you're in a software environment. So that's what I would say. But 5% only of product managers now know how to code, and that tells you what you need to know.
That is very interesting. That's
Yeah.
actually really cool to know. So, I mean, if you are considering getting into product management and you're scared that you don't know how to code, this is your sign. You don't need to, you don't require it. And if at all you ever get to the point where you need to, it's not going to take you that long to figure it out because you already have all of the essential skills that is keeping you on the job in the first place. So figure that out when you get to that point. Don't start to worry about it ahead of time. I also wanted to ask something, but I just forgot. So I'll just ask you something else. What would you say the starting salary, because money is important. I talk about finances. What would you say the starting salary is for someone that is starting from associate product level?
Really, it depends on the industry and the company. Some people, they believe they would rather go for the experience instead of the money, because some companies as associate, they won't give it, they would let you shadow someone so much. You won't do anything yourself. So no independence, but in shadowing, you get to learn, right? But that's very few companies. And because they're giving you that, the pay might be less. I know somebody who was earning 85 as an associate product manager, $5,000, right? In a year for that. And in some companies, you're an associate product manager, but you are put to work. So you know what you're doing. They believe you know what you're doing. They just want to test you for 6 months before you become a PM. So, and she was being paid, I think, 122 as an associate in that company. And so product managers themselves, their lowest I have seen, and from just statistics, is from 118 upward.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'll take that just to shadow anybody.
If you are giving anything less, don't let them play you. Okay. Yeah. So that's from 118. And that's the ask thing, right? If you're coming, I tell people once you're going for product management, make sure you have a portfolio, which is one of the things we do in our academy. Once you register with us after classes, we are matched with an organization, and that's your first big project in your portfolio. It shows everything we're able to do with this organization, the recommendations, and also the numbers we're able to bring in. So that portfolio is really important. It helps you be able to negotiate. It helps them give you their best. If you don't have a portfolio, there's this thing like we're just testing you out. We're just giving you an opportunity. But if you have a portfolio, you've proven yourself, it doesn't just give you confidence as a person. It lets the company know that you are bringing value on your way in.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm not sure if I already asked, but what's one of the biggest challenges that you have ever had to face?
Let me see. Lots of challenges. Let
me
look at
one.
Loads.
Or the hardest one?
Okay, the hardest one I would say was there was a time we had to increase a price point of one of our products, digital products, right? It's really, really tough to do that because people are used to this price point. Everything is working fine, but I had to, just be the lead in increasing that price point. So what that means is if we are losing 200K people per day, that's on you. But how do you increase price point without losing people?
Definitely. My Netflix subscription was exactly. My Netflix subscription got increased and I canceled it. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Exactly what I mean. So it was a very difficult situation, but it was one of the best situations for me because I learned a different skill entirely. I had to come up with a strategy of bringing them to the table, like our subscriber, this is what we are doing. This is why we are doing what we're doing. And this is when it's going to happen. Nobody likes blindsides. Nobody likes surprises. So we had this amazing strategy. We kept bringing out just quick bullet points. We are increasing, but this is what we are still giving you. we are increasing value. We are increasing value. So it was difficult for a lot of people to unsee the value. And I think we were aiming to lose about 5% of people. We ended up losing 2.7.
Oh, wow.
So it was very difficult time. So it's one of those things as a project manager, everything depends on you. So you come with the ideas. You are the idea person. People can help you execute, but you have to bring the roadmap. This is how we're going to do it. It was really difficult because, again, it's very risky, but we had to increase at that point. We're almost losing because of the price point. We had been on the same price point for like 7 years, and we had to go up. Inflation had happened. COVID had happened. Something needed to happen at that point. So it was a big one for me, but at the end of the day, it was like my shining armor time because I came out looking great,
Especially because you targeted like 5%.
Yes.
And you were able to keep that to as low as 2.7%.
Below that.
That's
I tell
very
people,
impressive.
Under promise, over deliver. Not the other way around. Yeah.
Under promise, but over deliver.
Yes.
Gems. You're dropping the gems. Oh my goodness. I really love that because that's now that I'm thinking back, I remember when my phone provider had to increase their subscription from the monthly plan from $35 to $38. It was just a $3 increase, which for most people can be neglectable. But then I called and said, oh, why didn't my bill increase? It's extra $3.
Yeah.
And they said, the price changed and we sent an email about it. Yada, yada, yada. They probably sent it or not. I don't know. I missed it. Then I said, oh no, I'm going to move to another provider. Then they offered to give me like $3 credit for the next 3 or 4 months. Yeah. And by the end of the 4 months, I didn't even care anymore because at that point in time, I felt like for me at that moment, it was just about them trying to deliver, like offer a solution, just something to just make me feel like, okay, yes, we value you as a customer. We really want you here. This is what we can do for now. If you feel like you missed the email, we can cover you for the next 4 months. Then afterwards, we can go back to the regular pricing. And as at the 4 months, even if it was just 1 month, honestly, I wouldn't care much. But the fact that they tried to retain me as a customer made me feel valued. So now that I'm thinking back, that would have been some of the things that the product manager would have had to plan and figure out, okay, we will do this, customer retention and all of this plans.
It's so, you're right on point, seriously, Priscilla, because that is so true. Another thing I would say for product management, you have to have empathy. It's so important. You need to know what's hurting your customers. Sometimes you have a head in the cloud. Oh, I've always dreamt of doing this in this kind of product. No, it's not about you. It's not you. We are talking of the customers. What do they want? So research skill is important. Empathy, just to know what the user is, what is their pain point, trying to help them solve it. Want to bring a solution to the table, the hard work is less once you're solving a problem. Yeah.
I agree. Wow. Gems. Very, very detailed, very interesting. Now that I'm looking back, putting things into perspective.
Yes.
Oh, wow. This thing is actually, I feel like they can work in any industry. They're pretty much in every industry. We'll probably, if you're looking that, I don't want to work in a software company, trust me, product management is definitely in every industry. It doesn't have to be in just software companies.
No, at all. No, a friend of mine just moved to a big hospital, a popular hospital in Toronto as a product manager. And some people will be saying, what are you managing in a hospital? But, there's something there to manage. She's managing the NICU department there, how medicines go and come. So you can work anywhere and you don't need a physical product to be the product manager. That's the good thing about it. It's one of the biggest careers that will keep growing till, I think, 2038.
That's a long time.
If
you are looking to start, better start now so that you start making your money. And I also love that it's not a saturated industry. I've seen a lot of BAs, I've seen a lot of project managers, I've seen a lot of Scrum Masters, but not a lot of product management. Not a lot of product management. Not as much as business analysis, I should say. Let me put it like that. So if you're someone that you have probably all of the skills that it takes to become a business analyst, and you are considering that it feels like this is something very saturated and I just
Yeah.
can't even find something. This might be just for you because you require similar skills. It's
Yes.
just a bit of more networking that you'd have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the basic skills are the same, and you just need to build on what you already have, right?
Yeah,
And
correct.
learn.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will be able to land a 6-figure job, because that's what this is all about. You need to make that bag. 2024 is here.
I agree with you, definitely. A lot of other careers, they are very saturated, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to bash any career. They're very saturated, but product management is very unique, which is why not everyone can break in. It is unique because you're almost coming as an entry level. Then you're coming as a manager. So how do you be an entry level and then a manager? So, so you see, it's a very unique situation, very tricky. That is why you need that hands-on experience beforehand, because it's really difficult to think all those notes from class will come to play on Monday morning. No, it will not.
Very true. It will not. Everything
It
they
will
taught you,
not.
you forget.
Yeah, you forget, and every market is different, situations are different. You need to be able to say, oh, okay, that reminds me. It's not going to happen exactly how it was in class. After this, that, after you're even planning from behind. Like I told you, as writing a product vision, you're looking at 2025. So what you do, you plan from 2025 to 2023, not the other way around. A project manager is planning from today, but we are planning from 2025 backwards.
Backwards.
So it's very tricky. And I think that's one reason why not everyone can break in. You are expected to come in and you hit the ground running. So it's difficult. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to break into. I've seen people who have tried and they just went for BA or project management. Like a lot of people I know. Yeah.
If you don't have like that energy or that motivation to want to take lead, then maybe it might not be for you. But if you feel like, oh yeah, I'm ready to take charge, give instruction, call the shots, and do all of these things, or even if you don't have it already, you're ready to learn. Because learning is very important. And I always tell people, learning is part of life. Every day, if you feel like you're not learning, I don't know what to say to you. Take some time to actually develop yourself. It's very, very important for you to grow.
Very.
And speaking of growth, what would you say are some tips or advice that you'd have for anyone that is looking to grow in their career or develop as a product manager?
I think you already hit it by saying learning. You learn every day. First of all, some people are lucky they've been in the same industry all through their career. But once you change industry, you have to learn about this industry you are in, because you need to know the trends, what's happening here in North America or what's happening in Africa. You can learn from anywhere. So learning is important. You have to be someone who loves to learn. So if you think, oh, I know someone who said, you see this role, I just want to be in this role and retire. And that's beautiful. It's not, product management is not for you, because in product management, you can't be in that spot and retire there. You have to learn every day. So learning is one. The second one will be, again, I said, research. You have to be someone who wants to know what's happening, even when it's not your business. You must be able to say why. Oh, why is this? You don't take everything at face value. There's something happening behind the scene. Once you break that, that's it. So research as a person is another thing. Then networking. A friend of mine, this is her third job. She's been in this space for 10 years. She has never written an application. She just networking. Oh, hi, we're speaking the other day. You said you wouldn't even mind moving. We have a spot. Do you want to interview? Wow. That's all she's done for 10 years. So networking is so important in product management, because new ideas are coming, new companies are coming. We need your value everywhere. But if we don't know about you, unfortunately, nobody's going to reach out. So network, brand yourself in a way that people know you know what you're doing and you know what you're doing. So that's one of the big ways you can get in. Keep learning, network as much as you can, research as much as you can. Those three things, just a stepping stone.
So you guys heard it from her, the expert here. Learn, research, and
Network.
people like me. We need to be reminded again at the end of the year summary. We need summary just so that
Yes.
we remember.
Oh my.
Oh my days. Love that. Thank you very much for that advice. So,
Of course.
I mean, you've given all of the tips that anybody that is looking to start requires. And I love that it's not just all about taking classes, study, read, do all these things, watch videos. You have to have practical experience, hands-on experience, which is what I really love about what you are offering. And that will bring me to actually, let me take one more question before we get to that.
Okay.
What advice will you give to somebody that is looking to pivot from a different field into product management?
I would say, first of all, that 90% of people I've met, they pivoted from a different place. If only a few people started as product managers or in product management right off the bat. So it's not a brand new thing for you to pivot. But my advice for you would be, number one, look at the skills you have. You trust me, you have those skills. Don't let anyone tell you different. Have a good sit down. We do have something on the website that helps you look at your skill and try to pair it. I'm trying to put those that particular documents, a PDF, ebook. I'm trying to put it on very low discount or almost free very soon, because I think it's very valuable for people. So I would say look at the skills you have and try to juxtapose it with what you need for product management. Are you a good communicator? Are you a good people person? Do you have empathy? Are you ready to learn research? Are you ready to learn data analysis? You're not coding anything, but all these things, is it something you're ready for? So the ones you have now, beautiful. But are you open? I think I'm more into people who are open to learn, because you keep learning. If you have it now, but this is all you want to do, no. So all these things, do you have it now? Are you also ready to learn? Once you're ready to learn, it's no conversation. Just pivot. Pivot, my friend.
Don't let anything hold you back. Once you have interest.
I know people, their friends have said, oh, I don't think it's for you. All these people, if you see product managers, the way they go around, like they are so important. No, don't let people talk to you. You know your value. You know what you want to do. Your goals, your vision, it's all valid. It depends on you. You pivoting successfully, your hands.
Yeah, true. Your life is in your hands. Do whatever you want with it. And some people are already in the job market applying for jobs, and they're wondering like, oh, I've not gotten even an interview invite, so what do I do now? This might just be your time for you to start, like, open up yourself, consider other things, start to learn the skills that is required for other field that you already have basic knowledge in. And that's where something like product management comes in. So if you already have the basic skills that she has talked about, learn a bit more about it, sign up for a program, and get the skills that is required to even help you land the job. Like we have mentioned earlier, it's not as competitive as a lot of other beginner roles or roles that would help you get into tech that don't have like the coding skills and all of that. So why not go for it? Like what's stopping you? You're the one stopping yourself.
Exactly.
You're only holding yourself back. And you did mention about your academy, which is something I want you to tell us a bit more about. I was trying to tell you earlier that what I love most about it is the fact that you have hands-on projects. You would cover that in details, because that's what I'm most interested in. And for people that are out there as well, I believe that most people are probably beginners that are considering it. They would also want to learn and know more about the hands-on project, because you're starting something new. There's a lot of fear. Even if you, apart from even getting the job, it's like you're supposed to go into the office on Monday morning. How do I undo this thing today? How would I cope? You feel like, should I run away?
What am I doing?
So how will people like get all of this knowledge and skills to help them for their first day at work? Even getting the job interviews and all of these things. So I want to know more about thank you.
Happy to really. First of all, I want to just take 2 steps back. Me getting into this industry for technology, education tech, really because of the need I have noticed. Because as I said, I've done multiple certifications, and I have realized that the hands-on was a big chunk that really helped me. So I've also had people who have come to me to complain about this and that, what they were missing in class. In my last cohort, the last class I did, only maybe we were about 30, only 5 of us have product management jobs now. And that tells you something. We're about, just only 5 of us. So my academy was brought up from a need we noticed in the market. And what we do is we do have a 6 weeks course. It's a foundation course. So if you have absolutely no idea of what product management is, that 6 weeks course is for you. We cover all the foundation, but that doesn't mean we don't touch data. We do. We touch data analysis. We touch product design, because every product manager works with product designers. We touch product design, data analysis, the product development itself, product launch. So all of that is taught, and that's a 6 weeks course. And it's been very helpful for everybody that has ever done that with us. Then we do have the associate course, which is 12 weeks.
Okay.
And that's a 7 weeks of in-depth analysis of product management. After that 7 weeks of in-depth analysis, we go to a 5 weeks practical work experience. And here you are matched with organizations here in Canada. We've been reaching out to outside Canada, Nigeria, to see if other people are interested. But I've noticed most people just want to work with organizations in Canada. So, okay. So just you're matched with organizations here in Canada, and you are introduced to their product team. They tell you what they do. You would have done your research, of course, but they tell you what they do and maybe the challenges they are facing now as a product team or as an organization. So that is when everything you've learned for 7 weeks comes to play. So you tell them, this is what I think you should do next. You go back, do your research, do your own thing behind everything we've taught you about. And then you say, this is what I'm thinking you can do. If you do this, do that, give them timelines. You did your market research. I think people will want this more. Maybe you downplay on these other products and bring this one up front. Give them those amazing recommendations, which is what a product manager does. Give them timelines as well. Everything you need, they'll give to you. You need numbers, how many customer base they have, they'll give it to you, because you might need those to be able to predict accurately. So you do that every week with the organization. And at the end of the 5 weeks, you've been able to have a business case with solid numbers to be able to give to them. So a business case is everything in product management. So 5 weeks is what it takes you to plug in all you need, all the variables you need in the business case. And then the organization writes back to us to just give us their own grade of
how
they think. They are giving us reports every week, but at the end of 5 weeks, they write back to us to tell us what they think. And then we have a meeting with you one-on-one just to discuss what you think. In between, we're all talking in those 5 weeks, what's happening, because I don't like surprises. So I need weekly meetings with the organization, with my students as well. We call it the one-on-one mindset chat, just knowing what's happening and how it's going. So that's where most people actually soar, because they see themselves doing all those things they learned from class. So I think that's the fun part.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That is really interesting. I love that there's this close, that you have someone that you can reach back to, someone that you're talking to, because it can feel isolated when you buy an online course and you watch the video, or you even go on YouTube, you learn something, and you're like, I wish there was someone I can ask this question. And you start to Google and do even more research, and you land on another video that you watch for the next 20 minutes, and it still doesn't answer your questions.
And you land on another one.
Exactly. You keep going and going, and you spend the whole time trying to figure out something that someone will just answer your question in 2 minutes. Yeah. So I love that there is that person there that you can talk to, and it's not just one person. You would also get to interact with your classmates, and you work with an actual company, which brings me to another question. So if anyone gets to work with any of the companies that they are matched with, do they have the opportunity of like maybe adding it to their work experience, or just saying that, because I mean, if I work there, I want to be able to showcase that I work there or I gain skills from there?
This is interesting because I fought really hard for this. Most of the companies we are working, all the companies we are working with, they have agreed to be references because
Mhm.
it's 5 weeks of laborious grit these
Wow.
students are giving to the companies, and they're giving them gems that will change their company around if they really go and execute those things.
Mhm.
So they are able to be references for you, and you can start the company experience as in your portfolio. You can
Oh
refer
wow,
to
love
that
that.
every time. This is what I did, point it out, and this is what I did with this product. This is what the problem they had. This is how we had recommended they solve the problem. So yeah, you can always write that out. They would always be references for you at any point in time. And with that, I believe it gives you that confidence because you did the work. You were not just sitting in class, right? You did the work. Imposter syndrome is real.
It is
So
real.
yeah, it's as real as it comes. So I tell people this is one way of taking it out 80%. It's
Mhm.
going to always be there. One day our chief executive officer said, I still have imposter syndrome. We said, what? Everyone has
Everyone
it.
is surprised, like what?
Yeah,
How?
everyone has imposter syndrome. So I always say, this is one way to take it out
Mhm.
by doing these classes. So the companies will always help you. They will always refer you at every point. So it's not even a problem at all. We've made sure that is happening. It's one of our agreements in our contract. For every student who goes through any company that we match them with, they come to their resume very easily. They are right there legally. They will always be references for you in future.
Oh wow, that's really, really valuable. Love that. And this is only for the 12 weeks program. It's only even the
Mhm.
12 weeks program that you get to have the hands-on
5 days.
projects, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's great. I know you just recently launched your website and you're offering a
Mhm.
20% discount for the early bird. When does that end? Say a time.
Bisola, that was supposed to end yesterday. And I said, this Bisola might
Oh
disconnect this call if I tell her it's
man.
been attended.
Absolutely not. No, you need to give my viewers some
No,
time.
I know. It
You need
was
to give them
supposed to
some time.
end it because we started it and we said right after Black Friday, we'll just end it because we
Mm-hmm.
started it on Tuesday, right? But I said, okay, we are talking to Bisola's people. I dare
Yeah, no,
not
no,
take
no.
it there.
There
I
has to
told
be
my
something
team,
because I mean,
no,
I love to bring value to my audience, and
no,
that's very, very
yeah.
important to me. So I would
Mm-hmm.
appreciate if this can be extended for just a little bit longer. But when is the date that you have now, just so that people can, guys, hurry now because you see I'm fighting for you here. So hurry now, don't waste your time. Don't waste time and be thinking. Decide now, don't waste time.
I know it's 20%. And by the time you add it up, it's almost $200+ that we are taking off. So it's quite a big cut we are taking as a team, but it's my own way of giving really to anyone who doesn't have it. And we do have payment plans, although with payment plans, I am not able to give that 20% if it's a payment plan. We
Mm-hmm.
have to
Yeah.
be able to be as straightforward with taxing and all of that. So if you're paying just one off, you should have
Get
that
the
value.
20%.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. So the 20% should go out of that website by Friday at the latest. Friday,
Friday, the
midnight
latest, December
Friday.
1st, right?
Yeah,
That's December 1st.
midnight. Yeah, that's December 1st. I agree.
Don't
Yes.
waste time. It's even good
So
that you waited till December 1st because that's my birthday month. So that's your birthday
oh,
gift. That's my
wow.
birthday gift to
See?
you guys.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Yes.
much. But apart from that, I
Mhm.
want more. I want more. But before we get to that, let's quickly take
Yeah.
questions. Let's take
Okay.
questions because I see questions in the chat.
Okay.
Someone asked, how long does it take to become a product manager?
Our courses, we have a 6 weeks foundation course and we have a 12 weeks course that comes with a 5 weeks practical experience. So from average of what I've had with students in the past, I would say an average of 4 months is
Okay.
what it takes to right after the practical experience. I'm sure I didn't cover this, but Bissell, I think we had talked about it before.
Yeah.
Right after the certification, we have 2 slots per student to have a one-on-one with us. And on there, we talk about optimizing your resume. because one thing I've noticed is what will bring your foot in the door is that resume. So that resume is important to be very optimized. So we optimize your resume, optimize your LinkedIn page, and also the second conversation would be about interview preparation.
Okay.
Product management is very different than every other
interview.
Every other career. So it's important for us to prepare our students for interviews and all of that. So in between that and everything, on average, our students have been able to get roles, product management roles in 4 months. When they finish. 4 months is the average we've been able to calculate. We're trying to bring it down, but of course, we're not magicians. People are happy.
And the economy is even hard right now. Job search is very hard. So I understand 4 months to start a new profession, something that you're totally brand new to.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad at all.
No,
and most people would take that.
The 4 months, we're trying to bring it down, but people are saying, no, this is good. After the classes, they want maybe 3 weeks of rest before they even start jumping for interviews. So 4 months is what we've been able to calculate, and it's possible for everyone. I just believe in yourself, work for it. I'm a hard work person. Work for it, and you'll get it. Use every opportunity you have. We do have a one-on-one. Make sure you attend. People are coming to speak from Apple. Come for it. Just, grab and maximize every opportunity that comes from working with us. Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. And see, you have mentioned it all, you have said it all.
Yeah.
Most importantly, what you just need to take note of is to make sure that you are starting, even start off first. Then you figure out the rest. And I love that your company is also helping people with their interview prep, because it's not just about you getting a course or learning anything. You need to do job search. And for you to even start getting interviews in the first place, you need to have a good resume. So you helping with resume optimization, LinkedIn optimization, and all of these things will help prepare whoever is starting this into the job market, and then you can now start landing interviews. Then you still get interview preparation. Even interview prep is cost a lot of money, because even me, I help people with interview preps, like come chat me, and we have like a one-on-one, I ask you questions and all of this, and it costs money, right? Even LinkedIn optimization, even resume and all of these things, it costs money. So the fact that this is already included in the program to help whoever started, I just think that's very, very amazing. It's good that you're not just leaving them out there, go figure out yourself after you get the course.
No, we won't do that. We try to do as much as we can. I tell everybody this is the most affordable we can ever go. It is going to go up, because I fought hands and nails with being bootstrapped to make sure it's on this price point with all of these add-ons we have, right? But after this cohorts, it will never be this cheap. It's not going to happen, because I know for resume optimization on LinkedIn, a lot of my students have paid $400.
Yeah.
$450 just to optimize their resume on LinkedIn, and it is worth it. It's the first thing they see before they see you.
Yeah.
So I'm not
if you don't even get to the interview stage, you need a resume to even get there, to even prove yourself, to even prove all of the skills you've learned in the video courses and classes and all of those things. The resume is very, very important. And even building portfolios and all of those things, but you still need the resume before they even start checking your portfolio.
Exactly.
So, it's very, very important. I definitely agree with you. Again, I was saying I want more, because I like to fight for my audience. What I'm most passionate about when it comes to content creation is the impacts that I create with my community. It's very important for me to know that I'm not just sharing content, but I'm making an impact on someone. If I just have to put out videos out there every single day, I can put videos out there that are not giving value. But what's most important to me is to make impact in people's life, change their lives, change their future, change their generation, their family. And I want something more from you. I know you've given 20% discount, and I know you've said that till Friday, extending the date. Yes, I appreciate that. I really, really do appreciate that, because 20% is a lot. And it's definitely going to tell on your income at the end of the program or something. But there could be something more, something more. Some people are sacrificing their time on this weekend to be here. And that tells a lot about you. If you are watching right now, it just tells that you are ready to make that decision. You're ready to make that move and change your life forever and ever. So if you are here this Sunday, afternoon, evening, night, or wherever it is, whatever time it is, wherever you are, I'm very proud of you.
Exactly. You know, I was one Bisola that you negotiate a lot for your audience, and I thought you were joking, but now I understand.
I just have to.
I understand. What we can do, because it's something I've promised on just myself and the team to always be able to give out to, like, a scholarship. So we can give out one spot to your audience. Why is your face looking funny?
I have 46,000 subscribers. One spot.
Oh my God. Ooh, okay.
One spot for 46,000 people. That's the competition is too high.
Yeah, I kind of agree. We can give out 2 spots, but that's as high as we can go, Bisola. 2 spots of the foundational course, which is the value. It's brilliant, and I would want you to be able to really niche down on people you want to get those spots because of the value it brings. People who really want it, people who you think they're really. They really want to change their lives, their loved ones. We want to give it to people who you think would really want to take that advantage. So 2 spots of that foundational course is what we are able to give at this point. I still have to go and fight after this talk because this was not sent to me.
I'm so sorry I had to put you on the spot, but I mean, it's just what it is. It's what we have to do. It's what I have to do for my audience. So I really do appreciate that. You're even offering something in the first place. I really appreciate that you even made it double.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that.
Of course.
And yes, it's very important for me to give it to someone that will find it valuable. I can't just give it to anyone.
Yeah.
Because it's something of value, it's power packed. So there has to be a criteria.
Yeah.
This is tough. So what I'll do is I would leave a link below. You are going to, first of all, follow Product Manual Academy on Instagram, follow their socials, and make sure you're following me as well. If you're not following me, I don't know why you're here. Follow me on Instagram as well. And I would leave a link below for you to participate in the giveaway for this 2 slot of 6 weeks foundational course for Product Manual, rather. So for you to participate, you would need to send me a video. It's private video. Don't worry, nobody's watching it. It's just me and maybe just to decide if she's interested in actually picking someone. So for you to participate, you send a video, introduce yourself, and answer 2 questions. Just 2 questions. I don't want too much. I don't want the video to be too long, and I don't want to stress you as well. So just answer 2 questions. Answer, why do you want to become a product manager? And how would this course benefit you? Those are the 2 questions. Very simple and straightforward questions, but I want to know. And I'll give enough time for you to send your submissions just so you can plan properly. And anyone that is watching the recording as well, you can still participate. So from now till December 15th, that's over 2 weeks for you to prepare and participate in this giveaway. And I'll be selecting the 2 winners. They will be announced December 17th. Now, remember, you're following Product Manual on Instagram. You're making sure you're following me as well. You record a video answering 2 questions. Why do you want to become a product manager? And how would this course benefit you? Make sure you introduce yourself because I want to get to know you as well. Obviously, just to get to know you, I have to know about my audience, people that are watching me. Yeah, but I would love to send in your submissions before December 15th because it's closing December 15th. Any video that I get after December 15th, it doesn't count.
I think that's a good one. That's a good one, Priscilla. That's
all right. Thank you. I think that's fair. It's fair for everyone. And I look forward to knowing who the winners would be. I hope it's someone that's going to find it valuable because this is something of it's not free of charge. If you want to get this, you're going to be paying a lot of money. And also it helps you decide if product management, because it's a 6 weeks course, and it's something that is detailed. It gives you enough information to see and learn more about product management as well. So all of the skills that you require, all of these things will be there, and just send in your submissions. I will see who the winner would be. But that's about all the questions we can take for now. If you're still watching the recording, you can leave your questions in the comments. I will try as much as I can to answer, or I would reach out to Barb to see if she can send an answer to us. But thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for dedicating time. Thank you very much, Barbara, for taking your Sunday afternoon to dedicate everyone here on product management. So thank you very much. And I would see you all in my next video. Feel free to catch up on my previous uploads or my current uploads. Thank you very much. Bye and have a good Sunday.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Okay.